6 up-and-coming claims managers. 6 ambitious candidates. All with one aim, to be crowned Claims Apprentice 2019. It's day 5 of the Claims Apprentice, and the candidates meet Kennedy's senior partner Nick Thomas to find out about the 4th challenge.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Nick.
The digitalisation of the insurance industry continues at pace, and that includes the claims arena. And that's where you come in. Because what we want you to do is go away in your separate teams and each produce an app that will make a difference for the claims handlers in your company. The one that makes the most difference in the judge's view will be the winner. Thank you. Off you go.
In this task, the teams will be helped and judged by Kennedy's Richard West and Karim Derrick, who introduces the teams to KLAiM 4, an award-winning digital platform which minimises the use of lawyers.
Now, KLAiM itself came around first for Kennedy's, and it's a virtual lawyer harnessed on that core principle of helping clients to use lawyers less. Clients, we found, and I think is still the case, instruct lawyers far too often. Lawyers have created an addiction on themselves over the last 10 years or so, which needs to be broken. And KLAiM, the idea of an innovative virtual lawyer, does away with that addiction because it helps insurers and their claims teams to handle the litigation themselves that would otherwise go out to their legal teams.
To set the scene for the task, Karim gives the teams a demo about how KLAiM works.
For the context it's been used, it's been able to settle 75% of the cases within the system without our clients needing to instruct a lawyer. So it's pretty impressive stuff. It's likely that you can think of multiple different ways that it might be applied. And so I would suggest that you might want to determine where you want to focus your energies first of all, because you're only really going to have time to look at just one area.
Demo over, the two teams need to decide which workflow issues they will seek to address for their app. Team Fortitudo have an idea about managing supplier and vendor spending and go to work on the maths.
So if we can say we can save, so from 2,300 to £800, and then how many claims do you think that can roughly be applied to?
I'd say on average, a brand new claim that I get is probably like 2 a month. Okay, so then 400, 2,300, saving of 920,000.
Hang on, how did you get that, sorry?
Minus the 800.
So there's 400 claims a year.
So then that's times the 2,300, but then we need to take away the 800.
So 600,000.
Possible saving per claim times 400 possible claims.
I reckon we could easily justify that.
Meanwhile, Team Discovery works on an idea that manages the relationship with repairers in the motor market and discuss the risk of fraud.
Insurers are, being pushed to be a bit smarter with the fraud. And this is something where fraud can come into play quite easily.
You should be picking up fraud before this.
You should be, but if you don't have the visual data in front of you, then this is kind of the backstop of your engineering department.
If we look at this litigation, I'm just basing it on what they can kick it out, and if there's anything on here that gives a warning, then it'll generate a task, say. So say if on these pictures when you click on the cars and it doesn't add up, it will generate a task and a warning to say, please review as red flag concerns or whatever.
I think this would probably save maybe up to 50% worth of costs. I don't think it'd be a massive saving, but it's still something.
I think it'll be more than that. I think it'll be about 80%.
Both teams work on their ideas for 3 hours before they must hand them over to Kennedy's engineering team in India. Over a period of 2 weeks, the teams fine-tune their presentations and have an opportunity to tweak their apps. It's the day of the presentations. What have they been up to for the past 2 weeks?
It's been good, it's been busy. We've done a lot of work, we've had a few calls, pulled all the presentation together, done a run through today. this morning, so I think we're fully prepped, probably the most prepared we've been so far for a presentation.
I don't think there was a great deal for us to do in the end. Most of it was already sort of decided. It was just speaking to each other about the presentation and making sure there wasn't any overlap, and a little bit tricky with us not being anywhere near each other.
Verity's been smashing the emails out on a daily basis. I think we're very confident, and I'm very confident that we'll win. These guys are saying don't jinx it, but you've got to go in with a winner's mind, I think.
First presentation is Team Fortitudo.
Our idea is called Vendor Spender, and the handler inputs some basic information about the claim and answers a series of quite simple questions, and it will generate a suggestion upon which supplier you should instruct based on the answers. So effectively the idea is that we want to be able to control expenditure more effective in a more cost-effective and appropriate manner.
So we'll start with the optimizer. We're trying to restore claims management with the autonomy, I guess, to dictate how much their handlers were spending on fees as a proportion of total claims spend. So this is the optimizer we built. So this is the management view. This is for someone like a CCO or claims management to come into and, I guess, dictate what they want their organisation to be doing and where they want their fees to be going, and I guess cap spending in areas where it's not effective.
So this is the screen the claims handler would see. You put in a claim reference, which line of business it is, motor, so it's really easy to use. Put in some accident circumstances, hit in the rear. Any fraud concerns? No. What are you estimating that potential value of the claim? Let's just say 50,000. So the ABI calculated that in 2017 there was 320,000 motor personal injury claims that were settled. So the potential saving is the 300 times the 816 claims. That's a 60% that could have been investigated internally, plus the 1,800 times the 545, which gives us a potential saving of just over 50%.
Actually, just on the financial figures, and just thinking back to the cost saving that you suggested, that seemed to be based on assumptions around solicitor costs and legal spend, but didn't then seem to take into account any cost of the handler using the system. And is that fair? Would that impact
so I think
cost?
when I was doing the calculation, I wanted to try and keep it as simple as possible. So I think it was 816 claims that I said could be investigated internally, but the figure's probably even lower because there was potential desktops in there that would require no cost of £300, but I just didn't want to make it too complicated because I was conscious of time and going through the figures.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, it's Team Discovery.
We are looking to replace engineers with this application so that it's easier, quicker and cheaper for insurance companies and claims handlers to approve repairs or total losses. At the moment, we obtain engineers' report and it goes to our engineers, which are outsourced. This comes at a costly fee, and it takes them 3 to 5 working days to approve those repairs. With this app, we solve the problem of the 3 to 5 working days, and we can approve repairs straight away.
In 2018, the average repair bill for motor insurers was £2,137, which was a total of £3 billion on repair bills, a 5% increase on the year before. And with a bit of horizon scanning, we can work out if that number's set to increase again. So we have something like Brexit, where the price of car parts is set to possibly increase. And then we've also got the civil liability bill, which is going to bring in whiplash reforms. So we'll get a really nice saving on our injury claims.
So this is a brilliant piece of kit. It's streamlining processes, making it a lot quicker and a lot more cost effective. And I'm sure you're wondering what are the downsides to it. So we've tried to preempt that a little bit. So fraud, dishonest customers and dishonest repairers, we're never ever going to be able to completely get rid of them. Unfortunately, it's just a true fact of human nature. Not everyone's going to be honest and loyal. With this application, there is an ability at any time for it to be suspended, raise any fraudulent flags, and then all the controls and spans of controls come back to the handler.
So my first question is, who is the designer in the team? Is it who came up with the monkey concepts? Who came up with the graphic design? I've been very impressed by the way you've way you presented it. I was curious to know.
I think Dom came up with the grease monkey sort of terminology, and then the KLAiM monkey, which was derived from there. And it was all kind of a bit of input from all of us when we were in this room. We all kind of added little bits about what we would like to see, and I think we worked well as a team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Both presentations over, Richard and Karim discuss the team's efforts and deliver their verdict.
Welcome back, and thank you all. We were, as part of our discussion, saying how impressed we've been with all 6 of you. It has been a tremendous set of presentations and well worked through. Thank you for that. I'm going to talk about Fortitudo. Now, for me, you presented as the best team. Best team, you balanced the presentation very well. I thought you had made sure you involved all 3 of you. It was an impressive presentation. Thank you for that.
And so we moved to discovery. I think we both felt that you really put some consideration into the design of your presentation and the naming, and I thought that that came across really, really well. If I think about your idea from an investor's perspective, there was some big numbers involved for people to get excited about. And counter to that as well, you'd also given thought to the risks as well, some of the counter thinking that might be put to you.
Having considered very carefully, the winner is Discovery. The key for me for Discovery was the fact they'd thought about the future. We had a presentation on horizon scanning, on changes in law, legislation, how their product would work in that environment, and the extension of their product into the future.
I think we've got a real mix of personalities, and that's really helped us because we've all come at it with different opinions, different ways of approaching the task. So like Dom with his super confidence, and then me and Verity a little bit more reserved about it. So it means we could cover all bases, which I think is what helped us win this one.
With the last team task over, the apprentices head off to get some rest ahead of the final challenge, where they will each be individually grilled by Kennedy's senior partner, Nick Thomas. After which, one of them will be crowned the KLAiM's Apprentice 2019. Coming up next time on KLAiM's Apprentice.
Today you're going to be on your own, because each of you is going to be interviewed by me.
Initially, when I first heard about this opportunity, I was a bit reserved.
Which one was the one you enjoyed the most?
Definitely the app building one.
Did you take over a bit?
On reflection, I probably did.
Maybe you led a little bit more than everybody else?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
And the winner is?